All right. Peace and love to all. Hello, I am Sean Lee Mail, and I'd like to welcome you to this video. To Intuition Monday, dropping this on a Friday, right? And it's probably been a little while since the video, but ain't gonna talk about all that. Just excited to get back to doing the things that I love and enjoy. Yeah, I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm gonna get right on into this. But before I do, kind of want y'all to hear this little track that I was mess around playing on and recording. Might drop, might re-edit, who knows? But I'm gonna hit this share real quick. Okay, and let me hit play on that. Yeah, thought of that. We back though, you know. Real lovers always come back. You know what I mean? Yeah. What it is. Ah, got him. But anyways, so that was just, a little project I was working on, playing around with. Um, and now let me just come to the next thing right here. So boom, hit that, and boom, and here we are. So this is. Let me get this out the way. Intuition Monday, Total Lunar Eclipse, right? And with this, we are by, what can I say, nudge or, guidance, whether we are aware of it or not, to let go of what we can control and means to get in flow with the universal flow of things. Um, Plain and simple. That's saying, you just take the wheel, let God take the wheel, all those different phrases. Next, this is a tearing down of old beliefs and routines to bring in a new sense of discipline and commitment to self and humanity. So this is just locking in with yourself, become better, and become a better being for those around you, for your community and the world at large. Um, in ways that can be seen and unseen. Next, serving self first, then serving others to become whole or quote unquote, whole, more holy. Each one teach one after each one pours into one's own cup. I think that's pretty much kind of self-explanatory there. Next, learn self-alchemy and becoming conscientious of how nature works in order to harmoniously apply the laws of nature and also medical science. Because, there's like all those different manifestation laws, like some assumption and all those other things, and really just finding what works for you personally. Because we can learn from what other people do and works for them, but we can take what we learn from them and apply it to our own way. Um, so, and this here is just like a picture of the events that are occurring that we can't see, but we will see though, as the eclipse progresses through its phases. Okay. And just kind of some more notes. So the overall duration of this eclipse will last for 6,003 minutes. Duration of totality is 1 hour and 5 minutes per timeofdate.com.
Yeah.
Effects of this eclipse for the overall duration will be 6 months. Of the totality, 1 month after eclipse. Back to this being on the Virgo axis Pisces, also 612, the houses 6 and 12. And this is all about a service to self and selfless service to humanity, grounding in reality, but staying open to our dreams and the infinite amount of possibilities that are always ever present. Um, and just taking saying that's impossible for a no. It's only impossible till it's possible. I don't know if that's a quote or a saying, but I know it's an absolute quote. I can't wait till I go through and find it. Um, but just being open to what we really want, and being okay with making adjustments to plans that we thought we could control, right? Because we wanted to go our way and be open to something that could bring things bigger than we imagined or we wanted to control. So being open to that. This is also a balancing of the unconscious and the ego, and also of the mind and heart. I don't know if I said hurt, and the mind and heart. And with the Saturn being in a very tight conjunction in this, this could be like an ego death of the betterment, or this could be what would feel like a suffering from things outside of you to your ego, depending on things done before and how one takes these energies of this eclipse. Um, this full moon eclipse will be occurring at 23 degrees Virgo and Pisces. 23 degrees is an Aquarian degree or Aquarius. Things pertaining to planes, pilots, divorces, open relationships, mental, nervous tension, astrology, and looking ahead to the future are a few of many things to be on the lookout for pertaining to this eclipse and as we progress forward. And another good note is the moon will be in a hostile nakshatra and she will be in her own nakshatra. So another good thing with that. So now let's get started now, as we'll be starting out with the Aries zone. So with Intuition Monday, 12 zones, 12 signs. So we will go through. First, you'll see the moon and the sun in 1 and 7, and as we progress around, the sun will be in the first, moon will be in the seventh. But we're going to do this for all 12 zones, and there'll also be you can apply your rising signs to each of these zones as well, as each different zone has a different ascendant. So let's get right to it for the Aries zones. We are near Tokyo, Japan, March 14th, 2025. Okay. So for this area, people could be doing a lot of reflecting on the comfort and security within oneself, and also how do they express that comfort and security. Um, and on the pole balance, it can be good, it can be bad, however you want to call it, healthy, unhealthy, toxic, not toxic. Next, starting a new fitness or spiritual routine. So maybe doing some prayers or incorporating prayers or affirmations, or just connecting more with nature. That's in harmony with this new sense of self, your priorities and your awareness. You might be learning more things about yourself. You might be incorporating more new things as you learn more about yourself, about life and the things around you, the truth of it and the half truth. Okay. Some questions that could be arising is one's current relationships and partnerships a true reflection and not delusion of your inner true desires. Um, hmm, where's Venus at now? Venus is in retrograde, so that's also going to be some heavy reflecting going on right now. And she's actually in a Libra degree. She's detriment in Aries, but in a Libra degree. So once again, watch out for relationships and partnerships and all those type things. And finally, new opportunities or sudden changes coming up to assist and moving forward of the letting go process. So there's some things that people have been holding on to, not wanting to let go of, or it might be ways in that nature that they might not even be aware of that's kind of not really assisting them. Just can expect some clarity to help move forward or opportunities, people, situations to propel you forward to get you out of that old mindset. All right, so that was the Aries zone. Next, we're in the Pisces zones and we're near Pandan. Okay, that's Indonesia. Let me see my own. Yeah, Indonesia. Okay, bam. So March 24, 2025. For this area, underlining causes of physical and mental disease due to the worries about one's financial standing and speculations comes to the forefront for healing. Um, so maybe one that's been, worried about how to make things meet, ends meet, all those, and just some deep-suited beliefs and worries about one's um, financial energy coming to healing to bring forth good things. Next, legal matters dealing with assets and liabilities, domestic and foreign, are coming up. New opportunities to work in seclusion and also increase one's social standing. So just working behind the scenes, but also at the same time building up your rep, credibility. Okay, finally, one sec. Mm. All right, so a manifesting of material prosperity by the manner in which one plays the game with those by means of contracts, or you're employed to, or something that you're partnered on when you're in the partnership. Uh, that is for the Pisces zones. Moving along, uh, me now. Moving on next to the Aquarius zone, and we are near Dhaka, Bangladesh. All right, so for this, Cancer ascendant and also near this area and strip of the world is a letting go of control and learning to understand one's mental and emotional processes, which pays them forward when helping to educate others. So it's even kind of back to what I said earlier about that each one teach one. Um, it's about just understanding oneself and learning that it will always be helpful and fruitful for someone else who could be going through the same thing, who could need that advice. Be like, oh, I'm going through that same thing. Like, I'm not alone. With that, next, taking short travels to stimulate the mind, embracing philosophy and astrology to know thyself. I think there's like a famous Jesus or Yeshua, or whatever you like to name or title or whatever you like to put to that. Knowing thyself is the most important thing. And with the Cancer, actually on the ascendant with this, moon is in the third. So this is all, pardon me, all going to be going on in one local hometown or just within your own mind. So even the easing those nervous tensions and getting to the bottom of it unconsciously. Next, new technological ideas, designs, or inventions for Formula race cars. So, maybe some new engines or safety precautions with some designs or something to keep the driver safe of those cars. And to also bring some more flavor and excitement to things. Finally, oh, come back. Oops. So, a, all right, me. Oops. So emotional distress or disharmony in a diet. has been a cause for fertility issues. So, um, fellas, women, maybe there's some kind of emotion thing that you're not going, not talking about, battles or anything, or, even just bad eating, maybe, um, foods that are not for your type or, body type, blood type, or whatever, has been the cause to why you couldn't, body couldn't produce the necessary things to make one fertile. So, those issues now are coming to the forefront, or, I don't know, I just got like somebody going to, like an event or a gathering or something, and just learning about things. So, Aquarius zone, that is for you. Moving on next to the Capricorn zone, and we are near Muscat, Oman. All right, so for the Capricorn zone, Gemini rising ascendants, a releasing of old foundations and environments that stifle artistic creativity. The moon and sun for this Capricorn zone will be in the fourth and the tenth houses. So, father, mother, either which way you look at it, home and career. Okay. Realizations and solitude of the effects that stem from the childhood upbringing. So once again, just whether you're doing some meditation, taking it to yourself, or even just having those aha moments, Akashic downloads, however you like to call it, things that really show yourself not to be in a bad way, but show your opportunity like, oh, okay, I remember doing that as a kid, or these things happening to me and how it kind of now shaped how I subconsciously do things. But now I can picture that and see that, and now I can work on healing those. Okay. So next, a triumph in balancing self-care, a fear of public failure, and working through criticism of bringing new ideas into old structures and organizations. Um, which is, very Capricorn and Aquarian in a sense, right? So just working through, getting through, like kind of like forget what people are going to say, right? Like, forget what people got to say and, get better and take constructive criticism, and especially for those that you do look up to, and just put the old ways in the back. Finally, removal of the ignorance in one's domestic affairs in order to become of better service to self, humanity, and those who are in, um, just put authority, quote unquote, who are in just different seats, elected seats for the people, trustee positions. That's it for the Capricorn zone. Moving on now to the Sagittarius zone, and we are near Maputo, Lorenzo Marques, Mozambique. All right. This is March 14th going on for y'all. Um, Taurus ascendants, Taurus risings, karmic, physical, and spiritual healing of the ancestor roots and offspring. Um, Moon and Sun, as you can see, is in the fifth and 11th house axis. There could be some looking for a deeper physical and spiritual meaning of religious texts. And, something that just came when, preparing this was specifically the book of Job. So we'll see how that goes. Next, um, finding a new sense of self-esteem, self-worth, and solutions to internal conflict. This is kind of like the ending of the self-battle, being at war with oneself. And also just feeling more confident within yourself, like feeling good, and seeing what you are and seeing what you bring, and now you can kind of stop that inner child, that inner battle, and just feel more at ease and more peace in oneself. Because the biggest battle is with ourselves, not with the outer world. Finally, there could be some getting approved for a line of credit or looking into a new lease or rental. Um, So that could be a thing. Also, Mercury is slowing down, about to go retrograde. So, being in its pre-retrograde shadow, quote unquote, make sure you're just kind of reviewing everything. There was something already done, opportunity to get that done. And that is for the Sagittarius zone and Taurus ascendant. Venus is ruling this chart. Venus is in the 11th. So, This with between the thing groups and all that. Might be coming out, might need to see if Venus is retrograde in your chart or not. Um, and yeah, just things on the internet. Moving on to the Scorpio zone, and we are near Madrid, Spain. Once again, March 14th again. Okay. And this is also Aries rising. So, and in covering or just outer events revealing the psychological foundation of why one participates in affairs a particular way. And when I say participating in affairs, the way that you socialize and handle and do things. Why do you do the things that you do? Um, and the mindset, the foundation of the mindset and emotional mindset of that. Um, is it more impulsive or is it more emotional or ego driven? No, just those different things. Next, there could be some deep cleaning and organizing the physical and internal home to receive some sort of unexpected closure. Um, you know, I think that's on itself, you know. Next, aunts and uncles. Aunts and uncles here. Uh, and aunts and uncles on the maternal and paternal side will be of major importance here. And finally, divorces getting started or finished during this eclipse, and so, or maybe things even just getting more caught up on, for that matter. Scorpio zone, see ya. Next to the Libra zone, we are near Prince Olaf Harbor, South Georgia. Pisces ascendant. This is also shout out to you. Okay. Self-undoing and healing of the effects caused by mother wounds, unbalanced masculine and feminine energies, and the situations that are a byproduct of aforesaid matters. Lessons learned from gambling, lawsuits, and contracts. So, self-explanatory again. Next, reassessing one's selfhood and how you relate to others. What are you about? And are others about what you about, or even have some kind of characteristics or similarities to that? So why y'all vibe, why y'all get together, and why y'all click? All right, finally, a newfound sense and capacity to serve others now that certain blocks are being removed in one's local residence and from previous circumstances. Jupiter chart ruler is how is a chart ruler in the fourth house. And once again, home, children, mothers, Gemini, um, kind of an expansion. So just being able to control one's mind, expansion from all these thoughts, and just really doing thyself, as I said in the previous slide. So that's for the Libra zone. Next up, we're moving to the Virgo zone. We are near Santiago, Chile, March 14th, 2025. Um, Shout out to the Aquarius rising descendants. This will be back to the second and eighth house. Okay. Personal finances, other finances, self-worth, worth of the relationship. Eighth house is taken from the seventh. So there could be, will be, you'll see a healing and removing ignorance stemming from the childhood upbringing. Shedding those things that no longer shape you and who you are as you become an adult and get older. Next, learning how to balance what one can control and not control behind the scenes. Just letting it go, letting it be. You know, I control what I can control and I can't what I can't. And I'm not going to stress or worry about what I can't because I'm just in the flow with whatever. And what I do and what happens with that, I readjust and just keep going. Heard? Next, trusty lawyers that deal with wills, trust funds, etc., um, are going to be improving their manner on how they're supposed to meet their obligations and duties. Um, no more of that asshole shit. Like, oh, I ain't gotta do this. You signed up for it. You have a duty, fulfill it. Learn some respect. And if you don't like what you do as a trustee, remove yourself. Simple as that. Finally, a regeneration and rebirth of finances after going through forced changes, whether it's conscious or unconscious that are under one's control, but also under the control of outside forces. So, you know, maybe you just look at money wrong or the idea of it, or just all these different things like to the lack mindset, pretty much of why there's a lack mindset, internal and external. That was for the Virgo zone and also for Aquarius, rising and ascendants. That will be in your eighth and second houses. So, yeah, moving on next to the Leo zone. We are near Acapulco, de Juarez, Mexico, March 14th for y'all. I'm gonna read this to y'all. So restaurants are gonna find new ways to market and advertise that is innovative and low key genius. So shout out to the restaurants finding new ways to advertise and market, right? Some could be planning a foreign trip or some sort of long distance travel that brings forth a faded spiritual rebirth. Just that trip you needed, to really bring you back to you. To kind of just get away and refresh, recharge, and just get out of the routines and everything. So next, and this shout out to the Capricorn rising, Saturn ruling out from the third house. So back to the mind again, and when it's local residents, newspapers, TVs, radios, those things. Next, a releasing of the need or idea for a perfect partner, or that one has to be perfect in order to feel or receive, um, in order to feel and receive love or anybody, and an emotional and romantic tendencies renewal. Maybe you did things emotionally or romantically that, in the past, and now you've learned from it, and now you've grown and do things a new way. So now you have a renewal of those values, or now you might feel it on a new level, like some fur. I'm on a new level. I'm on a new level. Okay, and once again, this release need to be perfect. Uh, you know, in that society, things I feel like you got to have all these things in order to have someone, and we are already perfect. So forget that mindset. All right, and finally, uh, there could be some receiving clarity about whether to remain or leave the hometown, or just one's local domicile to embrace a new sense or desire of wholeness. When we go next to the Cancer zone. All right, we are under Pitcairn Islands, Pitcairn, March 13th. All right, back to the 10th and the fourth house. So there's going to be a handling of the private affairs that translates into public honor and fame. So this is kind of back like to when I was saying earlier about, well, one of the slides earlier was like, um, I'm kind of just balancing things in private and things now spilling out into the open for public. um, attention and gifts and gains, reputation and all that. Next, going through some treasured family collections and history with the children, back to the ancestry and roots. Strong words came from. Someone can be like, "Oh, well, your great, 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 times four grandfather did this," and you might be interested and didn't even know that. And there's some kind of connections or just things with that bring in history and family collections to once again know thyself and know um one's ancestral line. Next, releasing all earthly concerns and means to bring forth a spiritual position in an earthly society. Um, so spiritual ranks now being brought forth from the 4D or the 5D parse to 3D, and just letting go of just all these earthly worries and just being and connecting and just knowing that we're all taken care of, no matter what thing we're trying to display it out there. Okay, and finally, uh, balancing how to gatekeeping everyone's energy and labor due to past limiting concepts and beliefs, opening it up rather than closing off to benefits of self and society at large. So, um, knowing when to pull back on your energy, who to give it to, and also knowing when to give it, and just balancing that. Because one can be feeling too drained and like, yo, I'm tired around this energy, this place, these people, and feel energized around others. So just learning how to balance that. And it was funny, it was like an affirmation that I said earlier. I was like, I'm only around places, people, and situations that help open me rather than make me want to close myself off. Uh, that is very apropos for this right here. So Saturn ascendants, once again, being ruled by Guru. This is in the seventh house here. The eclipse happening your fourth and tenth. Um, so these are a lot of major angles going on and occurring. Um, so just being ready for those things all to kind of shake up and just things, right? Passes on. Moving on to the Gemini zone. One row at Cook Island, March 13th, 2025. Shout out to the Scorpios, Ascendants, and Risings. This will be going down in your fifth and 11th houses. Okay. Um, Mars, your chart ruler, will be in the ninth here, out of retrograde. It's pretty cool, right? So there's going to be an unveiling of home secrets pertaining to the upbringing that set the foundation for the attitudes and conditions of the children. People are like, oh, what's wrong with the children or what happened, this and that. And it's not how they are now. It's kind of like a byproduct of that upbringing. So, a lot of revealing and healing for that, and opportunities just to, you know, be better for the babies and for ourselves. Next, analyzing the nature and characteristics of acquaintances and drama that comes from the company that one keeps. Uh, That's explanatory. Releasing the mental shackles created in one's mind to get out of the quote unquote mental hell that stems from the unregulated nervous system and things that are out of one's control that one wants to control and feels a way that one can't control. So back to just letting go and opening oneself up to receive. And finally, it's going to be a healing of the public health, period. Gemini zone, and with the last one, to the Taurus zone. We're in the Suba, Fiji. All right, this will be for Libra risings, and Venus, and is in the opposite house for y'all. With this, Sun and Moon's in the sixth and the 12th, making investments on the current domicile or a new home, right? So maybe you want to, who knows, build a porch or invest in the carpet, roof, redo the interior, those things, or maybe buying a new home, second home. Things of those matter. Next, analyzing on services received that unlock a block in order to explore or express one's secret aspirations. So maybe someone got a good deep tissue massage or acupuncture, or they received some Reiki, or they went and did prayer, or just those things to help connect on oneself. Which was more than a feeling, I reckon. And if I feel it, I reckon. All right, got that episode, that long-term mentality in the back. All right, so unexpected changes through joint ventures that reveal, oh, shoot, that reveals hidden and open opposition. Um, it could be working with someone. There's been just some things like it's just like it seems like everything in the universe is working against you, and also with those who are against you, or maybe joining you with someone to tag team and can combine and beat some hidden and open opposition for the better. All right, and finally, a reviewing of one's bodily health by means of one's mental health, diet, and daily routine. What do you do on a daily? Is it exercising? How are you eating? How's your mind? Are you talking positively? Are you talking negatively? Are you thinking the worst? Thinking the best? Are you, trying to eat better, incorporating some things to be better? Just those things. In the afternoon. All right. Yeah, I think that's the last one. So Me, take that, stop the share, and come back here. And yeah, that was that. I wanted to report live, but for some reason, there's an issue with the YouTube or whatever. So I'm gonna try to figure that out and find a day to go live. But I enjoyed recording this, and I'm excited for whoever comes across this, sees this. But there's already a lot of things like, huh, occurring, like even before, like when I was writing this like a week ago, kind of just prepping slowly, getting back into the mix of getting ready for presentations, presenting, making notes, all those things, and just people in their local hometown receiving fame, just for things done, was like one, and I can't remember the other one, but I was like, wow, like, yo, like, can't make this up, Brother Jag voice, shout out Brother Jag. So, um, it feels good to be recording and, getting back to these things. And I have a lot of ideas to go through and explore and share and, start building my own. I look forward to, collabing with those. Um, Let Karen actually know that things can help and want to make a change in the world like I do. And just not leave it up to somebody to save us because we save our got to save ourselves at the end of the day. And yeah, so yeah. Matter of fact, hold on. All right, so I'm just ask so before we go. It ain't nothing. Yeah. So I might drop that Intuition Monday song, some redo it, who knows? Just like to start putting things out there, put myself out there to be seen, and continue just to work on things behind the scenes. A lot of things I can do, and that I'm willing to learn. I learn quick, and just excited, man. Feel good to start doing it again, um, and putting it out there because, man, I see it so much. I'm like, yo. And I'll say it and it be days, weeks later, months. But the only person to see it is me. But cool, whatever. Mm, mm, mm. But yeah, do this, make this thumbnail, drop this. So peace and love to you all. We're gonna get through this eclipse. It's intense if y'all already haven't been feeling it as we get closer. And there's gonna be another one in about 6 months. So we all gonna get through this together. And peace and love to you all. And shout out to those that see this and share this. Love you all.